let me take this opportunity to kind of explain exactly why I'm doing the things that I'm doing now. Like, why am I doing a Facebook Live on this page? Why did I come up with a page? Why am I not doing the Facebook Live on my personal wall? So those are some of the questions which I think will help you to understand where I'm trying to take this page or this online presence. Most of the time, or what I've realized is that a lot of people are still not certain as to where we are in terms of the internet. So I just made a Google search. In fact, before I do this, because I'm doing so on my page, I would like some of the audiences which I have in various places to be able to listen in and to watch this, so that if there are any questions, they can also come up with those questions. So I'm just going to share this quickly. I'm going to copy that link and then I'm going to share it. First, let me share to various groups. So I've got that group, I've got that group, I've got that group, and that group, and that group. The Africa we want, that group. Philosophy, that group. This one, and I think that's it for now in terms of the groups. But let me also go to some of the pages. In fact, let me go to my Facebook wall where I'm going to post this so that people can join us. And the title, by the way, the title today is "What is the Internet?" Okay, so I'm just trying to go through what I think the internet is and how I think we can help each other to make sense of what we are actually doing on social media. And I'm going to drop the word social in most of the, when I describe what this is all about, I'm going to try and drop the word social. In fact, at some point, the word social disappears because what is social becomes a marketplace. And we're seeing this with Facebook. If you go to your Facebook wall or your Facebook app, you will find that there is the middle button at the bottom there. Let me just show you. I think some of these things are easier when we show each other. Okay, I've got the resources, so I can easily show you this. So if you look on your Facebook, okay, you will find that at the bottom here, right at the bottom here, there is a little thing there. That's a marketplace. Okay, that says marketplace, which means that people are listing items for sale. People are selling on Facebook. Okay, so Facebook has got an app now which is almost like eBay or Amazon. So it has become a marketplace. It's a marketplace because there are people, because you and me are on the platform. So it becomes a marketplace. Let's see if I want to buy that bicycle. That bike is just $25. And I could go for it if I thought that's something that I would like to buy. Okay, so just to show you that Facebook itself has become a marketplace. Okay, so the major thing, the thing I want to do the most is to communicate brand awareness and influence using new media. Can be confusing, so I help people to control or to take control of their brand and their influence. Okay, so that's the one line. The one liner sort of summarizes. Let me just remove these for now. Okay, let me minimize this page so that I want to minimize it this way. Okay, so I can read because I've got some windows there which are blocking me. They are not blocking you, but they are blocking me on this end. Okay, but it's just temporary. So here's the thing. The one-liner sort of summarizes, okay, what I'm about. So I'm about communicating brand awareness and influence because I know that's confusing for a lot of people. So what I want to do is to help people to take control of their brand and to grow their influence. Okay, and then the goal for me, because you need to have a goal. So the goal is to help people to navigate the new media or social media platforms so that they can take control of their brand awareness and they can grow their influence. Now, there are various ways they can do this, okay? But we're going to go through each of them. I mean, I've got a whole host of social media platforms, which I'm going to explain one at a time as time goes on. So that is just the goal, okay? So let's have a look at the next thing. In fact, today what I want to talk about, like I said, is the internet. So the internet, what is it? So one of the things I've done is I've gone online and I've searched, and there's a website called How Old Is the Internet.net. How old is the inter.net? Not internet.net, but inter.net. Okay, so the internet is 10,708 days old. Okay, and when I calculated that, let me just show you. It's quite easy to demonstrate the calculation. So 10,708. I'm gonna do the calculation here. 10,708 divided by 365 days. Okay, that comes up to about 29 years and a third. Okay, and a third is like 4 months. So 29 years, 4 months. That's how old the internet is at the moment. So if the internet is that old, okay, and there are so many applications which are running on it, okay, how come most people are still confused about what the internet is? Okay, so that is why what I'm trying to do with all of my videos is to try to make people aware of where the internet is taking us. What should we be doing on the internet? Okay, so basically it's centralized. Okay, and I say it's centralized because I'm also going to talk about the Bitcoin protocol, which is decentralized. Let me just use a different color for the Bitcoin because we're going to look at that. Okay, so let me also put a different color here. So these are just some of the applications which I have. I'm using Evernote in this case. So what is the internet? The internet is a centralized protocol. Okay, and what is a protocol? So a protocol is just a system of its rules which govern how platforms and applications can be built. Okay, so on the internet we have platforms like this one. Facebook is a platform, okay, where we have people who meet on Facebook and they have a conversation and they can do live videos like I'm doing now. So the internet itself is a protocol, which means we can build platforms on the internet. We can build applications on it. Okay, in fact, we can build a whole host of applications, and the applications have been changing. Right now, we are almost at the higher stage, okay, of application building because first of all we had were some static web pages. In fact, to use the internet in the first days, you had to be able to code. You had to know what you're doing. You could not just turn on a gadget and swipe left or right. Swiping left or right is quite recent. We started this off with Steve Jobs with the invention of the iPhone, or should we call it an innovation? It's probably an innovation because he was just able to take things which are already in existence and just place them together. Okay, It's almost like a Frankenstein of technology, a technological Frankenstein. That's what he was able to do. So it's both an innovation and an invention, but whatever comes after that is just different people innovating. Okay, so these platforms, okay, have evolved from a time when you had to be able to type in, and you needed to understand some coding language, some Turbo Pascal. You needed to know what you're doing, okay, in order to just use a computer. But now you can just swipe up, swipe down, you can swipe to the left or to the right. Okay. And I've got William listening in. William, you know what to do if you want to join in, because I don't mind if you want to come in. If you want to join in, you know what to do. I can call you through Skype and you can take part in the conversation. We're talking about the internet, the fact that it's centralized, and then we're going to move on to the Bitcoin protocol, the fact that it is decentralized, but we're just trying to understand what the internet is all about. And so far, I've just explained that it's a protocol, which means a set of rules. It allows us to build platforms and applications. And these applications is what you see on your phone as apps. Those are some of the applications that you see, okay? But it's a marketplace at the end of the day. Like I said, we are almost at the very top of, in terms of innovation, in terms of building applications. We've come to a time now when we can stream. Look, when streaming started, okay, you had to wait 3, 4, 5 hours just to download maybe just a single song. William, 10 minutes, that's fine. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, it used to take maybe 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, I'm talking to William. It used to take maybe half a day, okay, just to download a movie or something like that. It used to take quite some time. So improvements have been made in terms of the hardware, but also the software. So the hardware has improved, the software has been improving. Now we are at a place where applications are bringing people together, and these people are forming communities online, like Facebook, for example. It's forming a community of people. And these people who are now on Facebook, not just Facebook, but all the other platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and all that, all these platforms, okay, are congregating people. And when people congregate, okay, advertisers or people with products, people with something to sell will come in and they will try to sell something. So it becomes a marketplace. I've shown you what happens with what's just happened with Facebook, where they've now got a marketplace up on the application. So Facebook used to be just about connecting with family and friends, and then we started making new friends, people we've never met. Okay, when you started off with Facebook, you don't just accept friendship from random people. You accept friendships from people that you know and trust, and then eventually you accept friendships from people who are friends with people you know and trust, because you think, if I trust William, then I can probably trust William's friends as well. So you begin to make those friendships, and eventually you've got so many friends, and investors are looking into that. Advertisers, people, merchants are looking and they're saying, look, there are people on this marketplace and they are spending time. So the fact that you're watching this means you're spending time. And if you're spending time watching this, it means that a merchant who realizes that you are here is going to ask me if they can flight an advert during maybe if they are now watching, because I'm going to put this on YouTube anyway. So once it's on YouTube, it means that advertisers can advertise because there are people watching on YouTube. So YouTube is also a marketplace. Facebook has become a marketplace. So all these platforms and applications are becoming marketplaces, because wherever you get people congregated, then you get a marketplace, and then you get people selling. It's like the mall where you have different shops, okay, is becoming the old marketplace because people are buying online. People are congregating elsewhere. So instead of everyone going to the mall, okay, some people are going to the mall, some people are online. And these online places, okay, these places are 24/7, okay, so they don't close. Like our marketplace closes, but these places don't close. The internet does not close, okay, unless there's a problem with the website, it is on 24/7, okay. So there is something interesting which is taking place, and it's called digital real estate. So this is where you come in with your brand and your influence. So in digital real estate, it means if we have a pie this big, okay, you need to occupy a part of that pie, okay. But you can only occupy it if you build a brand. You can only occupy it if you have influence. So that's where the term influencer marketing comes in. That's why on platforms like Instagram, we have influencer marketers, people who have been followed by uh, tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, even millions. Okay, if you have millions of people following you on a social platform like Instagram, what that means is that you become influential because it means that if you take a bottle of water and you talk about it on your Instagram, okay, you can drive sales of that same bottle of water to the people that are following you. So it means that the owners of this product can pay you for advertising their product on your profile because you are an influencer. But you can only do that if you occupy digital real estate. You can only do that if you build a brand. You can only do that if you are influential, if you grow your influence. Okay, so the internet has become an economic layer, okay, which we have not fully exploited. It's an economic layer that's been running for almost 30 years. It is only in the last 5 to 10 years, especially in the last 5 years, where we've seen platforms such as Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, they've really come in, and now there is live streaming. So you can live stream on most of these platforms which I've mentioned here. Like I'm live streaming now, and then I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Now, most of these platforms are also becoming search engines. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that you also need to become a search engine. Okay, what does that mean? It means that if you have expertise, if you have, let's say you are an expert in, say, physics. Okay, you're an expert in physics, so all you talk about is physics, and so any questions which may be asked concerning physics, you're able to answer them. Now, if you produce content which answers the questions that people ask about physics, it means that when they search for you on these platforms, okay, they are going to find your answers. So if your name comes up, if your brand is coming up, every time that they are looking for some help, if you're asking questions on the subject that you are an expert, it means that you have become the brand ambassador. Okay, you've become the brand that people are looking up to. You've become influential in that area. You have built a search engine for yourself, because a search engine is just if people are able to find answers that they are looking for, and your name is coming up, okay, or your sources or whatever you've uploaded to the internet is coming up, okay, so you become the go-to person for those kind of queries, which is why you need to produce content. So if you're not producing content, but you have some expertise and you're not producing content around that expertise, then nobody knows that you exist in terms of that area. And if nobody knows that you exist, then they're going to be exposed to the people who are actually producing content. Okay? So the internet is an economic layer. You need to occupy your piece of the digital real estate. You need to be a player in the marketplaces. You need to understand how these platforms and applications operate. And you also need to produce as much content as possible. So produce content on as many platforms as you can. Now, before we have even come to understand the internet, in comes the Bitcoin protocol. So the Bitcoin protocol, again, okay, is a protocol, and it's a place where you can build applications. But these applications are decentralized, which means there is no central control of the transactions which are taking place on the Bitcoin protocol. Whereas on the internet protocol, we have entities or organizations like banks, like governments, like Facebook, for example, okay, which is basically in charge of looking after the content. Okay, the bank is in charge of making sure that the transactions which are taking place are reconciled by the bank. So they keep the ledger or the history of transactions which are taking place between the different account holders. Whereas if it was on the Bitcoin protocol, then it's a peer-to-peer network, which means there is no central place. That's why it is decentralized. But decentralization is also something which is taking place even with social media platforms. So I've talked about some of these social media platforms like steamit.com, like DTube, like DLive.io. Those are some of the platforms which are decentralized, which people are already using. And I'm using some of them, and I'll be showing you some of the applications on my devices here. Okay, so the Bitcoin protocol is decentralized, whereas the internet protocol is centralized. But the Bitcoin protocol is also a new marketplace. So all of these platforms, when they come up, they are new marketplaces. Okay, and eventually, so the difference with the Bitcoin protocol is that it is a marketplace where value is traded or is exchanged on a peer-to-peer basis. Okay, so the Bitcoin protocol is associated with the Bitcoin cryptocurrency, which is the incentive for making the Bitcoin protocol even more secure. Okay, so the Bitcoin protocol is so far the most secure. Okay, it's more secure than the internet. But every time we do a transaction and we generate a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum and etc., every time we do that, we're making the Bitcoin protocol even more secure. Okay, so it is designed to become more secure the more that we use it. Okay, so we are also going to be moving into VR and AR. VR and AR are basically virtual reality and augmented reality. So virtual reality is when you can immerse yourself into a digital environment. Okay, so you could put on some headsets, and what you're looking at, you could be, say, at Victoria Falls, enjoying the scenery at Victoria Falls, but you're seeing that through a virtual environment. Whereas augmented reality is when you can superimpose a digital platform onto a physical, onto the physical or what is around you. So that is the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality. But again, just so that you realize. So these are going to be, so these are applications, okay, which are going to be running on the internet and the Bitcoin protocols. They are going to be running there, so they are going to become new marketplaces. And when they become new marketplaces, you better be there with your brand. You better be there with your influence. And I think that's about it. In the absence of any questions, and William is taking longer than I thought it would take. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end this now, and then when William is ready, we can do another live broadcast, and we'll probably talk about something else besides this. Okay, this was purely technical, but I don't want to make these technical. I want to make them understandable so that you can understand them. Okay, at a consumer level, because that's what we are. I do not like technology which makes it, which is just full of jargon, so people don't know what we're talking about. I want it to be something that people can access. But all I wanted you to understand today is that you need to take your place in the digital real estate, because if you don't, other people are going to do that, and in the end, you are just going to become a consumer of products instead of someone who actually makes their own products as well. Okay, so thank you for watching. I've managed to finish talking within 30 minutes, so that's good. So I'll just show you one more thing here. Take control of your brand and grow your influence, because Dereck Tafuma said so. Thank you for watching.